حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد فإن خير الكلام كلام الله وخير الهدى هدى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. And what was collected by Al-Imam Abu Dawood, who was from the ulama of al-hadith, from al-hadith. In his book of hadith, the Sunan, he brought the statement and the incident of Abdullah ibn Salam. May Allah be pleased with him. Abdullah ibn Salam was one of the Jews of Al-Medina, and he was from the ulama of the Yahud. But unlike many of the Yahud who were in Medina, he was a man who wanted the truth, who searched for the truth, and he made a tajreed. He made himself an individual who, when the truth came to him, he didn't care where it took him, he followed that truth. He didn't care where it took him. He said, I heard that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam had came to Al-Medina, as many of the people heard, and I went to listen to what he had to say. He said, when I went along with the people, there were Muslims there and there were non-Muslims there as well. He said, as soon as I looked at the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I knew that this man possessed the face of a person who was not a kadhab, he was not a liar. He said, the very first thing that I heard the Prophet say, the very first thing that I heard come out of his mouth was the hadith, where he says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, afshu salam wa at'imu ta'am wa sil arham wa sallu bil layl wa nas niyam tadkhul jannah bis salam. Now you have to imagine this, you have to picture this. These people came to listen to the da'wah of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Some of them, the people of Al-Medina, it's their first time hearing his da'wah. They didn't see him before, prior to this meeting, they never heard anything coming directly from his mouth. When they came, the very first thing that they heard, like Abdullah bin Salam, was the advice that the Nabi gave to the people sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He told them to spread the salams amongst yourselves by saying assalamu alaikum. And he said, and feed each other food. Fathers, feed your wives, feed your children. Muslims, feed the guest. Muslims, feed the relatives. Feed your neighbors. Feed people food. The third thing he told them, connect the ties of relationship. The deen of Allah, the deen that he brought, the deen that he came to in that Medina is not a religion that sanctions people being in opposition to one another, especially if they are relatives. Abdullah bin Salam, first thing that he heard was something that has been revealed in the Torah and the Injil. Something he was familiar with. From the 10 Commandments is the issue of taking care of your family members, kuffar who go to church, kuffar who go to the synagogue. They believe in this. And they tried to practice this. So he told them, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, relay the salams to one another. Feed each other food. As much as you can, feed people the food and connect your ties of relationship. And pray during the nighttime while the people are sleeping, and you will enter into the Jannah. Some of the scholars of Al-Islam, they said that the meaning of pray during the nighttime while people are sleeping, you will enter into Jannah with salam, with ease. They said this salat at nighttime, it of course includes Qiyamul Layl. But it also includes Salat al-Isha, especially during the late hours. The Muslim lady, many people, they're sleeping at the time of Isha, and there are people who sleep on Salat al-Maghrib and sleep on Salat al-Isha. It includes, according to some of the scholars, those people who sleep for Salat al-Fajr. It's the nighttime. So this kalam of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the first thing that Abdullah bin Salam heard. Now someone may come, especially a person who has been cultivated on the dawah of Tawheed. A child, his mother and his father from al-Hadith, from day one, the milk that he drank from his mother was the milk of al-Ikhlas and the milk of Tawheed. Not shirk, not khurafat, not bid'ah. The person says, but how is this the case that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned these 4 important issues and was the first thing that some people heard? What happened to the dawah of Tawheed? Why didn't he call the people at first to believe in Allah? It could have been that Abdullah ibn Salam, this companion who heard that kalam, this was the first time that he heard the Prophet speak. It doesn't mean that it was the very first time that the Prophet spoke sallallahu alaihi wasallam in al-Madinah. Also, in addition to that, a plausible possibility is that the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam at some point talked to them in that same day, in that same measures about Tawheed. As all of these issues, they come under the umbrella of a Tawheed. The one who believes in Allah, and he knows that Allah is Ar-Razaq, and that he knows that Allah Ta'ala is the giver, and that he knows that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves. Because of all of those characteristics, he's going to do these 4 things because of his iman in Allah. But we cannot be of the people who want to argue about the importance of Tawheed, and they want to bring it down, and they say, you don't have to call the people to Tawheed because look what the Prophet called them to. So if we busy the people with issues other than Tawheed, we have a precedence. This is something that you're misunderstanding concerning this hadith and other hadith that are similar to it. In addition to the hadith of Abdullah ibn Salam, after we finished the month of Ramadan, and this is the first Shawwal in the month of Ramadan, the first Jummah of Shawwal in the month of Ramadan, is the other hadith similar to it. The hadith in which Ali ibn Abi Talib and Abu Malik al-Ash'ari, may Allah be pleased with both of them, they said that they heard the Prophet say, sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sallam, inna fil jannati ghurafa yura zahiruha min batiniha وباطنها من ظاهرها أعدها الله تعالى لمن أطعم الطعام وألان الكلام وتاب الصيام وصلى بالليل والناس قيام. Verily in the paradise, the Prophet says sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in the Jannah are many things in the Jannah. He said about the Jannah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, inna fil Jannah ma la aynun ra'at wa la udhinun sami'at وَلَا خَطَرَ عَلَى قَلْبِ بَشَرٍ. In that Jannah is what no eyes have ever seen and no ears have ever heard. and no human being has imagined was in that Jannah. Multiple magnificent blessings that Allah Azza wa Jalla has bestowed for the people who have Iman and the Taqwa. He said in that Jannah there are some rooms that have been designated for 4 specific groups of people. They are those people who, like the other hadith, they feed people the food. They also speak to the people in a gentle and an easy way. And after fasting, they follow up fast with another fast.